to the stars with the Hump Day Horrible Scoop. Here's the star goddess, Janet Skiem.
Good morning,
Good morning.
How are things?
Things are good. Things are good. I'm glad the eclipse is over. Maybe we'll stop shaking and quaking now.
Yeah, because you're right. They have been shaking and quaking. More of those earthquakes down in Chile.
Well, funny, that's where the eclipse ended. It was in the southern hemisphere, and when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, great, it's over the Antarctic, so I don't have to worry too much about it, but it ended in Chile, and they noticed it, too.
And now they're shaking and quaking.
Yeah, so that ought to be done in another week or so we'll be happy with that.
All right, so what's in the stars for the rest of us?
Mercury, the planet of communication, has changed signs. It's gone from the sign of Cancer, and it stays in the sign for about 3 weeks. And wherever Mercury is, where we put our conscious energy into getting something that it is that we want. So I thought I'd talk about that. So it's in the sign of Leo. It went in on Monday, and it stays there until the 28th. So for Cancers, it's about making money. It's about making more money through their own efforts rather than unearned income or maximizing something. If you're looking for a job, you're likely to get it. If you are trying to make more money, you're likely to make that happen as well. And for Cancers, they get help from their male friends, not female friends, to make that happen.
Okay.
For Leos, Mercury is in their sign. They're done being quiet. They are going to say exactly what it is that they think it is about them, and they are going to put forth their own agenda, which is cool. And they get some kind of good news about it, which I am all for hanging around with a Leo. And I think that that's a really great thing, and they get to express more of it. It's like somebody takes the shackles off them or unfetters their hands is what they do.
Lord have mercy, when it comes to me, that's dangerous.
Yeah, buddy. For Virgo, not so much. Mercury's in their 12th house. It's really time for us to kind of keep our mouths shut, which is hard for Virgos to do because Mars is in their sign. But they will do a little better giving more than they get and being behind the scenes rather than out promoting their interests. They can do that in August for Virgos. But right now, give a little more than they get. For Libras, it's time to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective through the help of their younger male colleagues, because Mercury always says younger. And so for Libras, it's a time to achieve something that they've been working on for 10 or 12 months. It's time to bring that to fruition over the next 3 or 4 weeks. And like I said, the young male friends will help them. For Scorpios, they're in the professional crossfires. Actually, they're not in the crossfire, they're in the crosshair. Someone is actually gunning for the Scorpio, and they have to be really careful not to be goaded into acting rashly.
Okay.
That's the hardest thing, is not to be kind of manipulated, because Scorpios like to do the manipulating. For Sagittarians, they are hitting the road. They got long-distance travel. They got contracts to sign, negotiations to work on, agreements to knock out. But more importantly, for the Sagittarian, the law is on their side.
Wow.
So they want to use it to get what it is that they want, and contracts will go their way, which is kind of nice news. But and you may have to travel to do it, and since you do your best work in person, you may want to hit the road to go get there to solidify things. For Capricorns, it is about increasing, maximizing their existing resources. The money gods smile on Capricorns and drop a little unexpected bundle on them. Not a bundle, but it's enough to make them smile and at least pick up the tab at dinner. So it's the money flow is finally headed Capricorn's way, not from unearned income, but from unearned income. From Aquarians have really been besieged over the last year or so. Sort of like if God says, well, if you're going to make a lot of money, we're going to go ahead and make it difficult for you. Aquarians had Mars in their sign, and now they have Mercury in their sign. So the fight ended last month, and now it's the mop-up. And they need to really hear what their partners have to say, because Aquarians, their partners have a lot to say, and they need to listen to it. For Pisces, it's about work. Pisces have had a 6-month battle at work. They thought it was over in June. Well, now they find out what the change is going to be for them. And it should be a pretty good thing because it represents a new start for Pisces. So it's like some obstacle gets out of their way, but their work environment and health matters are much better than they think. For Aries, they just want to have fun. Mercury's in their 5th house. They want to remember what it was like to be a kid. And they're going to behave in kind of a childlike fashion, get very enthusiastic. And Aries are likely to get fired up about something and just take off. And
well, as long as they don't get fired.
No, they're not going to get fired, but they will definitely get fired up. For Tauruses, they are dealing with matters at home. Be careful, because your wife's likely to start knocking out walls and redecorating, remodeling, or getting the next plan in place for what they are going to do to their homes.
She's already started working on that. That's good.
Okay,
That's okay.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
All for it. For Geminis, they have got lots of places to go, people to see, things to do. The pace of their day-to-day living is about to pick up toward speed. So they need to be careful to budget their time to make sure they get to all of the places they need to be and get to all of the things that they need to do in a timely fashion. So, and they also have the upper hand in negotiating. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
And somebody you wanted to call attention to.
I really, really do. I'd like to take a moment to thank the Absolute Angels who work in hospice in the Life Path Hospice in Sun City Center. They made a transition very easy for my friend Barbara and also for her children, for Missy and for Mike. And it's the most terrific organization, and they wanted me to say something too, because without them it would have been a much more difficult transition, and those people are just angels incarnate. So
how they do what they do is absolutely beyond me. You're right. They are so blessed.
Such a service. It just, what they provide for the families, they provide it for the people, but also for the families. So my personal thanks to the Sun City Center Life Path guys for taking care of my friend.
You got it. Proud to do that for you. We'll see you next week, and you can see Janice here in about, give us about 30 minutes. We'll have it up on myq105.com. The Star Goddess Janice Gallus in person on the video on there.